she was a man, she'd be like the or official dick pic sender.
Oh,
To
no.
enter. That's Bea's persona.
You
I'm a
received.
Okay.
persistent. I'm
Wait.
a persistent requester.
Oh,
Persistent requester. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god, my mom is probably watching. Sorry. Pasensya na.
It's a joke that she doesn't ask for dick pics. Not at all. Never. Not once. Okay.
No,
So,
no.
guys, we always like, so we will be talking about how to attain the unattainable man. I want to profile on these unattainable men because somehow we gravitate towards them. Why? Okay. Check. Abs. Check. Men. Perfect for the
Check.
show.
I
Okay,
really
so Bea,
am.
let's bring them in. So here's
Yeah,
Tony
you should.
and
Hello.
Leon. Hi, guests. Welcome.
hey.
Thank
Hi.
you. Thank you.
Parang
Uh,
naging
Hey, that
mahinig
was a
tayo.
beautiful introduction.
Thank you.
that,
Pinaghirapan namin yan.
yeah, I can say that intro is like a couple years old, but that's fine.
Yeah. Maybe is there such a thing as an unattainable man and yeah, or a person, I guess. What do you guys think?
If he's a priest, a monk, uh,
Oh nga naman.
Yeah.
I think this question is quite difficult. I think Leandro would also agree is each guy's different eh. Kanya-kanyang kaming ano eh, likes, dislikes, and it changes from high school to college to having our first job to also, you know, in being in our 30s, and then as you and I'm guessing as you age even gracefully, guys will have, you know, different tastes and wants. So I think being an unattainable guy may oras din eh, if he's ready. I think it's
Mm.
a matter of the timing and him being sure of himself in terms of okay, he wants it. It's really knowing yourself and for guys, they have to know themselves whether they really want this or not. And if they're not ready, then they're not ready. So girls forcing it um, is fine. Okay.
So do you think it's actually it happens like a woman just chases and chases and chases and then somehow she will capture this unattainable man, or is she just wasting her time?
I'd have to ask the girl if the chase is because she just wants to be in a relationship, or is the chase because she sees that this guy is good for her. Why is she chasing? I mean, there are three things that you never chase: is true love, real friends, and money. And when you start chasing those things, it it can go the wrong way.
As far as the pursuit, hell, you can pursue anyone. It's the decisions you make after that matter. You know, it takes two to tango. You have to be pretty aware if the signs are pointing to this working out. In the short to medium term, or if it's not. And
It's great he wants to slow down, but worth it but to continue down this road? Is he dragging me along? Love, Miss Naghahabol.
I'm not sure if your feelings are reciprocated. You probably want to find out, and you take it from there.
Was honest with you from the start that he's not looking for a relationship, and I think um, because of him being so open with that, I think he's taking things slow, like he said. So for you to worry about him not engaging in any kind of intimacy is probably because he knows that you want something more. And when guys have that gut feel that okay, I don't want a relationship, but I want to hang out. I mean, that's fine. But you're already thinking 2 steps ahead, 10 steps ahead. Well, he's already got his own pace. Just total security is important. That way, I mean, and you know what you want, and you know what your non-negotiables are. When you know
Yeah.
that, then you're not setting yourself up with a bigger disappointment. Because then if it doesn't work out, you're fine, you're good, and if it does work out, perfect. That's why I hardly get into relationships, because I always feel that it's a 20-year plan. 20 years. If that's the way you
So
should see it.
long.
If you're not going to
Yeah.
be in it for 20 years, uh, is it really worth it for you? You gotta see that 20 years.
Well,
So
okay, not all bachelors are as honest as you, Tony. They don't say that, okay, I'm not ready for a relationship. Some men, there's this thing called breadcrumbing, when they kind of just give you little bits of like, I'll go on dates with you frequently, although I'm not ready for commitment. But I'd never say I'm not ready for commitment. It's just like, I'll give you a little treat here and there. So what
Mm.
are the main red flags or main signs that this guy is breadcrumbing you and he's actually unattainable?
there's so many factors that, in terms of red flags, but there's so many different styles kasi. As Leandro said, it takes two to tango. So it's just a matter of finding what's your weakness and use it against you. So girls have to be wiser. The filter, the due diligence,
Mm.
and using that inner gut feel that women have. That's so great. That's a superpower. Women have this ability to just know when a guy's bullshitting them. You only get the love that you deserve. You know what I mean? And if you don't stand for the higher in terms of standards of a partner, then you'll get what you ask for.
Stability or thrilling? What is the key?
I think what's important here is what makes you happy at this moment, not putting yourself in a box. I think too many people try to follow the the narrative of society of what you should be, what you shouldn't be.
I think with
Yeah.
anyone, right, it's always a mix of the exciting and the stable. I can't think of anyone who, wants just one of those.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
like Tones was saying, you need that mix and you need to know when you're getting that mix. See, it happens. Like
Okay.
one day, some guy is just, you know, a fuck boy, and then the right person comes around, and then
Yeah.
suddenly all that excitement, that demand for excitement just goes down, and then the demand for stability goes up.
It's
I
not.
mean, wala naman akong George Clooney in my head. But then, Bea and I were thinking about this. Like, okay, to the women out there who have your personal George Clooney, so Bea and I tried to like have this guide for you. And we have men here to check if it actually makes sense, if our planning makes sense. So, guys, how do you bag a guy like George Clooney, is what we're calling this. Um, what's our advice, Bea? How do you bag a George Clooney? The main advice
How do
is
you?
be a
I'm
mom.
okay. Okay. I'm always up with. It's called Be a Mal. A lot of people were shocked that George Clooney ended up married because he said he would never get married. And then he ended up with a human rights lawyer, looks beautiful. So, okay, the first one is B, which it's be your best self or complete. What do you guys think about women that should, they focus a lot on being complete?
It's such a big turn on when a girl knows her stuff or has her mind together and is so secure, because it's so important to have that self-reflection and introspection, because it's not always going to be good days. There's going to be dark days, bad days. And with George Clooney, he just found a woman that was prepared. She knew what she wanted. She was so secure, not just personally but in a career. You know what I mean? And she wasn't even looking.
Our next on our Be Amal acronym is the letter E. Engage him. So like be engaging, work on your conversation skills. That's our advice number 2. Agreed or disagreed?
Agree. Engaging, definitely. You have to. I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen so many couples be at the dinner table and they're on their phones. Well, I talk for a living, so I kind of want to know
Yeah.
more stuff. I want to learn from my partner. I want
Yeah.
to be inspired by my partner. I want to have constructive arguments with my partner. So if I'm just on my phone, then I might as well just stay home, and just jerk off.
I have a question on that. Not the jerking off, but the question on um, talking. You talk for a living, but
Yes. Confidence sa mga malandi, because they're taking the action, the initiative. Um, it not doesn't necessarily mean that they're entirely secure, but kasi they're very, I guess, confident with flirting and making advances. That's what they know, and they're used to it. Maybe then so be it. But it doesn't mean that they're totally secure from within.
So Tony, and Leandro, what's your number one lande move if you would have one?
Oh, wow. I think with me it's hard because people already have uh s- this definition of me, or like this
Preconceived idea of you already.
yeah, it's not really a great reputation here in the Philippines, and they already know that I'm up to something. So it's my power move is just being myself. I think conversation. I think that's where I really where you really get to know me is the level of conversation. It's not really a power move, but um when you start talking to me, maybe it's more of, okay, he's not really an asshole. He's not really a dickhead.
Like
He's not,
I like having a good conversation, and just like finding something to talk about and just being funny. Like nothing, nothing forced, nothing scripted. Like, and I think that's what I like with girls too, when they're just having fun with the conversation and laughing.
So that's Earther. And then our M, this one, Bea, we also need to learn this. Mystery is key. Be mysterious. Keep the mystery alive. Do you guys agree or do you disagree?
Paano ba yan?
wow.
Pakituro.
Yeah, I think I think with the mystery there,
That's tricky.
it's yeah, it's a bit that's maybe when you're dating, it's all I'm all about transparency, but I think with this the mystery is not giving too much right away. Mystery aspect is very dangerous. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a lifelong partner here, right?
Yeah.
You kind of
Yeah.
want to be transparent as much as possible. Um,
Mm,
maybe the mystery comes in an intimate way. I don't know. See what
yeah.
works. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no book that says
Hmm.
this is the book of how to have a perfect marriage or a perfect relation. There's none. So you
Yeah.
try different things out. You know, what I mean, that's the mystery maybe of what we're talking about. You know,
So what's the next A, Bea, for the Be a Mom
Okay, so this one is
process?
can we discuss the orgasm one first?
I know you're in the wrong episode.
I know that was last week that what we invited you there.
We were looking for a guy actually for that, but we will have a dedicated male episode, and you may attend if you are free.
I'm all about appreciate the process. I think that's important. Jumping the gun is not my thing. If you're, it's nice to know that, okay, fine, you want this relationship to work, you want marriage, or you want the wedding, but are you willing to work for the marriage?
Although we didn't talk about the anal, is that a good come on? Will that lock a man down if you're willing to experiment in bed? Like let's say you're the kind of girl you don't want to try anal, but then your partner really wants to try it, but you're like, sige na nga, fine, let's try it na. Will that hook him even
Some
more?
people give it as a gift, like a birthday gift or something.
It,
Or it
it
doesn't. It
you
Not
know what?
me.
It could, but it probably shouldn't. Like that's
Yeah.
I want to say that's the wrong reason. Right?
Yeah.
so guys, don't listen to what Bea and I thought of kanina to be funny. That's bad advice. Don't do anal if you don't want to do it. Don't do it.
I'm not
Okay.
saying don't do it. I'm just saying like what Leandro
Don't do
said.
it for a ring.
Yeah. I,
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, don't do
I
it for
mean,
a ring, girls. Like
if
do
you
it
think that
because you wanna.
if you think he's gonna stay with you for the rest of your life because you like everyone everyone else has an asshole. What-
Wait. It wasn't specific to anal. It was just A was the word. I mean, you're more explorative in bed. That's meaning it. It's
Oh,
experimental. Hindi naman necessarily papayag ka sa,
sex is just one of many different attributes or events that keep our relationship going, but it's not the only thing. Like, so
Mhm.
all guys know this. You know, I mean, no matter how hot the girl is, no matter how great she is in bed, no matter how much money she has, no matter how pretty she is, you know, at the end of the day, um, if you don't have the full scope of things in a relationship, a guy is going to wander, a girl's going to want out, she's going to look for something that she's not receiving in the relationship. So it doesn't matter if you're experimental.
Actually, so speaking of sex, Bea and I like have different like not experiences, but we hear from different people. Some women like to hold off on sex, others like to have sex on the first date. What's your
Mm.
advice? If you're looking for a relationship, not just somebody to fuck, but you're looking for a long-term relationship, do you think it's okay to have sex on the first date?
Honestly, I've never been with, or I've never had a girlfriend where I've slept with her on the first date. For a long time. So I have hosted a wedding where it was a one night stand and they ended up getting married. So and we actually threw this question out: is there love on? Is love? Can love be found if you have sex on the first day? More said no. A lot of, and there was a few that said it has happened to them. So I think Leandro's right. If you can wait, you know, second, third, fourth date, and if you are a person that can uh, departmentalize or compartmentalize your feelings and know that sex is sex and love is totally different. Don't confuse the great sex
Yeah.
with love.
The conservative answer is probably don't do it unless like you can't hold it. Don't do it.
Because, you know, if it's great sex and you are that person that falls, head over heels when your eyes roll back, you're screwed. You're screwed. You're just, you know what I mean? You're in love. He just sees this as a,
Yeah.
a 2 week, 2 month thing, 3 month thing. And you're putting yourself in a position where you're gonna get hurt. We hold that in the back of our heads because the blueprint is ibibigay mo yan sa isang tao na mahal mo. But just because you give it to someone doesn't mean they love you. You got to understand that. You know what I mean? You think it's sacred, but the partner you're having sex with thinks it's just another person and doesn't value it the same way you value it.
Yeah, I think this brings us back to always assume that you're not the exception, you're the rule, so you don't get disappointed. So I guess in general, I hate to say rules, but the rule is you typically have sex on the first date, and if you do, just prepare that you are not the exception. That might not turn out so well. So that, that brings, and I'm not sure if you agree, but I think it's true. The letter L. Let him be. Tell him you do
Yeah.
you. Give him space. Don't crowd him. Let him do what he wants. If you're meant to be together, he will come back. No need to hold on so tightly.
I'm for that.
I'm all about this.
Okay,
Like
so this is the fastest.
you need
I
to
thought
know that
you
you
guys
need
have
to know
asked.
this partner.
they both had like a smirk right away. Let him be. Okay, yun. Type. Okay.
No brainer.
I'm all for it. I'm all for that. Let him be.
Yeah.
Um, the more you smother a guy or anyone,
Hmm.
nasasakal yan eh. You know what I mean? It just, you don't want that. I mean, if it's genuine, it's sincere love, then you don't have to worry.
With consent.
Yeah,
Then
consent.
magsakalan kayo till the sun comes up. Okay, so we're at the end of our show, and usually we always end with a couple of our takeaways. So Bea, take it away. What did you learn today?
My takeaway from this episode is really the one thing that you guys reacted to, which I think if you look at the body language of men or women, you guys reacted the most at let him be. So if anything, I will remember in this day, do not apply pressure unless in the bedroom and just let him be. There you go.
Mhm.
For me, that's, yeah. Oh, Shari.
Mine is focus on yourself, be happy solo, and then you'll be happy with a partner down the road. Don't force anybody as usual. And again, let him. I guess the reaction was so intense. Let him be
Yeah.
there. So okay, I agree. Give space. And don't. Yeah, I think it's the main thing. Give him space. Don't chase. Don't sakal again unless in the bedroom. Then
Mukhang
magsakal.
nakakonfuse ka pa, pero don't worry, pa-process
No, I
natin
think
lahat.
because there's so much like not to do and what to do. Be mysterious but not too mysterious. Like, alam mo yun? I think at the end of the day, if you're happy, it'll just follow.
Yeah, someone did say that to me where it's like it should feel easy. It shouldn't feel complicated. And if it starts to feel complicated, it means it's not right.
Yeah,
Um,
You get the advice all the time that you marry the person who makes you feel calm, and you don't marry the person who makes you feel like crazy and excited all the time. And I
Or
think
you
that's
don't get married. It's also okay not to be, forever like a Hugh Hefner. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
yeah, because their parents are gonna judge us forever.
I don't.
I guess for those that are single, and if you're in a relationship, fine, and you're both happy. That's awesome. I'm happy for both of you. But for those that are single, I guess it's really understand yourself. Have that relationship with yourself. Get to know everything about yourself, so that you can sort of, at least when you do meet someone, you kind of know what your non-negotiables are. So it's so important, as I said, intrapersonal intelligence of knowing what you like, what you don't like. If you allow the quality of your life based on a relationship, and we're single, so you should also look at within, and make yourself be that source of happiness, because too many times the source of our happiness is from a partner, and it should be us sharing our own happiness with our partner. That way we're magnifying both our happiness.
You guys in January, and we really hope you guys have a festive Christmas and New
And
Year.
included in your orgasm bucket list, there are some toys that can help them out with their bucket list as well. So again, stay thirsty, guy. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next year. Bye. Oh, bye.